Hello, welcome to the USTI overview. There's a couple of key things I want to talk about today on why USTI. First of all, we have an affordable solution. You're going to get more functionalities for less dollars spent. Just to give you an idea, most of our modules are a one-time license fee of $395, but you're going to get functionality like being able to take any report and export to Excel or Word. You're going to have the ability to be able to attach documents to your database so that if you want to attach that invoice, you're not having to file it. Our solution also fits into any budget. You don't have to go with all 30 modules. You can start with just a few areas and add later. As you add on the modules down the road, they're tightly integrated. They're also up to date when you do add those. So once again, you can start with just utility billing or payroll or the financial system or maybe just cemetery management. Our solutions are also priced substantially lower than our competitors. This includes the upfront cost and the ongoing support price. So if you're using a system that you've been using for many years, look at your ongoing support cost. More than likely, we can come in with a new solution, and over 2 or 3 years, you're starting to save money. So ask us for a quote. Another key ingredient is we have superior support. 98% of our customers are totally satisfied. Our standard support agreement includes unlimited calls. You can call us as many times as you want. You can also log a support call right in the software. You don't even have to pick up the phone to call us. We do have an instant chat service, so if you've got a quick question, log on to support and chat with the customer support rep. We do provide regular enhancements and also keep it technically current, so as Microsoft comes out with version 7, 10, we're keeping it technically current. Probably the most important benefit on why USTI is our support staff. On an average, each support staff has over 10 years experience supporting the USTI software. So once again, when you call support, you're going to get an experienced support rep. Another important ingredient is why USTI is it's easy to use. There's nothing worse than having software and it's too complicated to use. Most importantly is our navigation menus. They're like any other Microsoft product. So you're going to already know how to navigate within the software if you used Word or Excel. There's also a consistent look and feel among all areas. So if you do financials and you jump over and start doing utility billing, everything's going to look and feel the same, so it's one consistent design for the software. We also have really simple and easy steps to do processing. Things like processing your utility bills, doing payments, doing a check run. It's step-by-step procedures. We also make it very easy. If you make a mistake, you can reverse a transaction with a complete audit trail. You may need to reverse a journal entry. We make it easy, or reverse a payment. We also have help text, and as we add new features to the software, we update the help text, and it's available to you at any point. And we also include free basic training videos on setting up the software and how-to steps, and that's available in our support staff. It's a great tool to use for any new employees. Another important ingredient, probably the most important, is it's a totally integrated solution. One vendor, USTI, can automate every department within your municipality. We can start with your financials. We can move to your utility billing. We can do municipal courts. We can do tax billing. We can do things like building permits, code enforcement, licensing. So any of those areas, they all work together, and you're not having to do any journal entries. Everything posts into the financial system. So it eliminates that headache of having multiple vendors where you've got to worry about, okay, which operating system, and having to do those manual steps. And when we talk about integration, our solution allows you to drill down to the detail. So all the entries coming in from, let's say, utility billing, payroll, the front counter, you're going to actually be able to see in the general ledger specific customers billed when you drill down. or employees paid and their check stub. So that kind of detail, and we'll take a look at that. You can also very easily integrate technology, things like radio reads, ticket writers, payments on your website. You may want to outsource the printing. You may want to email your invoices, tax bills, or utility bills. Those are all things that are easily integrated. We've got solutions today, and most importantly, we're looking at what's coming tomorrow. These are very inexpensive to add. For under $200, you can add a payment button on your website, and all payments will integrate into the billing or courts or invoices. So once again, we're tightly integrated. We also have over 30 integrated modules. We talked about that briefly. You can start with a few, you can add things down the road, but you're moving towards that totally integrated solution with one database of names and addresses, and we'll take a look at that too. Also, a couple of other key things. We've been around for over 35 years. We've got over 2,000 installations all over North America, so we've been doing this for a very long time, and our solution is very affordable. It's an integrated municipal software solution and the best support in the industry. And like I said, over 2,000 installations. So let's take a quick look at an overview. When you log onto our software, this is the splash screen that you'll see. We talked earlier about we've got 4 different families. We've got a financial family. We've got a utility billing. We handle general government, which are items such as tax billing, permits, code enforcement, and public safety and courts. Just to give you a brief overview, we do webinars all the time, but I just want to kind of give you just a feel for what we have available. Most importantly is this is a true fund accounting system. So you're able to keep all your funds in one integrated database. So if you're using a solution like Peachtree or QuickBooks and you're having to set up different companies, this eliminates that. So for instance, if you're doing your reporting, you're going to be able to run a report. You can run this report for any year, but you're able to slice it out based on how you've defined your chart of accounts. So for instance, if I want to pull out just one fund, I'm able to do that all in one database. And then most importantly, you're going to get line item budget comparison. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but I can slice it out for any year. You can keep unlimited history. I can pull it out by fund, department, range of account numbers, however you've defined your chart of accounts, but you're going to be able to see the remaining budget percentage. All of our reports you can print to Word, drop to Excel, you can email, print to a PDF. So once again, it's got that Microsoft feel. Another key thing, I just want to show you a couple quick inquiries, and we talk about the integration. One is, let's take a look at drilling down to the detail. So I'm going to look up an account, and if I knew the account number or part of it, I could do that. I'm going to narrow the search and say I'm looking at Fund 2, and I want to look at where I've done my billing. So I'm going to jump up here and I'm going to drill down to where I've done the billing. I can print in detail everything that went in and out of this account, but I can also drill down to any period and see all the journals that were created. So I know this is a journal that came over from the utility billing. As I mentioned, you can drill down to the source. So I'm going to actually look at customers that were billed from our utility billing system in the general ledger. So once again, tightly integrated, that you can drill down and see that kind of detail. I'm going to show you one other example that I think you're going to like. One is, once again, whatever period, whatever year, unlimited history. I only have 2 funds. I'm going to drill down on this first one. And then I'm going to look at departments. I'm going to drill down and see I've got the budget, the balance, the year-to-date activity. But I can drill down and see, for instance, maybe a payroll run. How did the payroll post into the general ledger? Once again, these are the journals that are created for you, but I can see detail. So in other words, these are the specific employees that were paid, and I can go one step further and actually drill down to the check stub. So once again, posting in detail, tightly integrated. Like I said, we've got multiple financial modules. One other thing that may be of importance to you is I'm sure you get a lot of transactions at the counter. With our cash receipt, you're able to receipt for any transaction. You handle the money once, but it's going to update all the appropriate modules. And if somebody walks in and the only thing they know is their name, you can literally bring in all the balances. So if you're using Master Directory, you can see tax bills, utility bills, receipt it, but once again, handle the money once. So several different financial modules. We do webinars all the time. Things like in accounts payable, you can electronically pay vendors. You can also bring in a file from your bank if you want to reconcile through cash control. So lots of capabilities. The look and feel is all the same. Let's take a brief little look at utility billing. Once again, anywhere in the system, if you want to look up something, tell me what you know. Do you know part of the name? Do you know a phone number? Any combination. And I'm going to bring up this particular customer. One thing that's really nice about our utility billing system is it's a true cycle billing. So we handle customers that move in or move out or transfer mid-cycle. So if you want to prorate those bills, you can. So we do have different statuses. We also have an integrated service order module, so it can automatically create service orders based on status. That's an option we have. Another key thing here is, who do you send the bill to? We've got the ability to send the bill to, owners, occupants, or third parties, and you can even have, send copies of just the delinquent notice or the bill, all integrated with the software. You can also obviously do bank drafts. If customers do register to get an e-bill, it automatically will tell the database they're no longer getting a paper bill. Let's send an e-bill. It all happens electronically. Your organization's saving money. So unlimited metered, non-metered, non-recurring charges, but you've got that tight integration with the accounting system. You can also, we're going to ask you, do you like Google Maps or Yahoo Maps, and display any address. And if you've got a quick question, you can go to their inquiry, and we keep billing history, payment history, service orders, all right here. So once again, a very functionally rich utility billing application with the ability to do payments on your website, e-bill, outsource the printing, and we work with a lot of different radio reads, handhelds. So like I said, we do webinars all the time. I'm just showing you the tip of the iceberg. Just to give you a little feel for the general government modules, once again, this is where you can start keeping one database of names and addresses. So for instance, let's say one of your constituents calls and they've got a question. The first thing you're going to ask them is their name. So you can look them up, and you're going to be able to see every involvement with that person. You can see any tax bill. You click on any one of these, it takes you to the inquiries. You can see their utility bills, their cemetery plots. Do they have a code violation? Just by clicking on it, you go to that specific record. So once again, you're on the phone, you can answer all these questions. We have the exact same view by property. A lot of our customers will have us bring in data from the county. You're able to access that property based on lots of different variables. Who the owner is, the legal address, the map code, lots of ways to get to that record. But once you do, you're going to know things like how many buildings, the assessed value, the legal description. A lot of this data, like I said, can come from the county, the structure, but most importantly, who owns that property. We need to know that on who do you send the letter to for the code violation. But it's going to link together their tax bill information, their code violations at this property, any building permits. So once again, all of these modules, they share one database of names and addresses, but the revenue is going to update the accounting system. So tax billing, if you're invoicing for code violations, licenses, and permits. And last but not least, we do have a fully integrated municipal court. We've got lots of clients that use this application. You can even bring in ticket writers. The way we do our letters and notices is Microsoft Word, so it's a tool that most clients are familiar with. You can do payments on citations on your website. And like I said, we do ticket writers, so if they're not using our public safety, all those tickets can be imported in. But we do also have public safety software. So once again, over 30 different applications that we have available, very affordable, tons of functionality. We welcome you to attend one of our webinars.